3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Oh yeah, it's a Friday afternoon. It is sunny outside. It is 63 degrees. Feeling good, feeling fresh. It's the Dennis and Andy show on a Friday, doing a couple movie reviews and maybe new comics. I didn't even open up the folder. Is there stuff in there?
Yep.
I guess I'll do that while we're chatting about movies.
Because, you know, they were excited to see the comics. That was actually what they were really cheering for the other day, was when we said we'll do the new comics Wednesday on Friday. Because, you know, we did have a special guest star on, so we had to move the new comics just a little bit.
I don't see anything in there, which means it didn't sync. Did you put them in the new folder I created?
No, it was in 148.
Why wouldn't it be in 149?
Because I had already put them in 148 well before you even added 149.
No. What I'm saying is the show we did Wednesday was 149.
Oh, maybe it's 149 then. Whatever.
No, there's nothing in there either.
Oh, no, there should be.
Nope, you put them in 148 because I recognize a couple covers.
There they are.
Man, wait up. Oh. It's not that hard of a filing system. It's alphabetical order, numerical order.
Oh my God. You know what I hear? Wah. Let me grab you your pacifier.
Please, I need my binky.
Your weighted blankie, your binky, your pacifier. I see.
And please make sure the pacifier has a Green Bay logo on it because they suck. And that's what I'll be doing to the pacifier. Ooh, burn.
Suck again, man. It's a good thing we actually don't live in reality that you can say that. You might be able to say it if half the team leaves this season and we have to completely rebuild next year. But then again, that would be a typical Dallas Cowboy season.
Oh, I already hear somebody making excuses. All right, we'll do new comics first. I've got everything pulled up. Starting fresh, starting fly. Oh, it's X-Men number 9, a Dennis book. I will say I did flip through this because I didn't recognize the last name of the artist here, Villa.
Yep.
And I did think it looked pretty good.
The art looks good.
Yeah. So, don't know anything about the story. Are you even caught up? Have you even read issue 9 yet?
Nope. That would be this week. So no, I have not read hardly anything this week.
The Cowboys are going to cut Amari Cooper. God, they make stupid decisions. Oh, well. All right.
Well.
Let's get back to this. Let's see what's up next. A Nice House on the Lake. When I first saw this cover just now, I'm like, whoa, is this an actual comic? What is this? That's actually a really nice cover.
You know, that was a critically acclaimed Black Label horror book, and you know, it's been solid. I honestly didn't think originally when I first flipped through the original one, you can go back and check out my original quick flips and stuff. I honestly didn't think this was going to make my number 3 issue cut, but it did. It wound up being a really solid book. So, you know what? It's the new story arc, so I'm going to be curious to see how this one goes. So this will be the same thing. I'll probably give it through 6, 7, and 8 and see if it's any good.
I got to say, I really like the cover. I like the technique. I wonder, I'm going to guess that it's probably computer colored, painted, digitally painted, but I'd be really impressed if I found out that this was traditionally painted because that's pretty sweet. Star Wars. Na, 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 the run.
Some of the best Star Wars. This has been a solid series. The regular one. It is one of the few non-X-Men Marvel books that I'm getting. They've at least done it justice. So keep it up.
Whenever I think Star Wars, I always think of SNL with Bill Murray doing the lounge singer. You remember that?
I sure do.
He's like, Star Wars.
Nothing but Star
Star
Wars.
Wars. I love that.
Problem is we can't play that because we get a copyright strike.
I know.
It's like everything else.
Oh, here's a book that you and I both got. Is this the cover you got too?
It is indeed.
This is the cover I got. And shockingly enough, I haven't read this yet. So maybe tonight. But
See,
yeah.
even Marcus remembers Star Wars. Everybody remembers that.
Well, Marcus, we got a copyright strike on our video yesterday on my channel for the stupid Richard Marx. So that dick really screwed me over.
And you know what? It's a one-hit wonder. And he's like, everybody's talking bad about me. So everybody who plays the clip is going to get struck. I'm going to make sure.
Well, not only that, he that's how bad he needs the money, because it says any monetization goes to him. What's up, General Piggy?
General Piggy's in the house.
So yeah, so that's good. All right.
So
Noctera,
so you got 2 books, right, this week?
What?
You got 2 books this week? Noctera and something else?
I don't think so.
Oh, just okay. Well, there's Andy's book.
Rogue Sun.
This one looks cool, by the way. One of the guys from that's a regular on my quick flips, so I'm giving him a shout right now. He wanted this one. This wasn't even on my pull list, so I actually had to look it up, and I don't know how I missed it in previews. But basically, the superhero Rogue Sun gets murdered, and his estranged son finds out later on that his dad was Rogue Sun, and now he has to grapple with the fact, does he want to pick up the mantle of Rogue Sun? Interesting premise. It's a little bit different, so I'm actually excited. The artwork looks really solid on it, so yeah, I'm definitely giving it a shot now.
Sweet. Yeah, I thought it looked pretty good. Loaded Bible, blood of my blood.
This is all about the vampires.
I can tell.
So, and another one that wasn't on my pull list that I wound up getting sucked into. It looks interesting. Another one, the artwork works great. When you deal with vampires, you know what? 80% of the time, it works all the time.
There you go.
Like Panther. AJ's in the house.
What's up, AJ? Dennis throws me the $10 for your variant cover, by the way. He's holding out.
Yeah, they cut out all the songs in the Adam Carolla show. Oh.
Yeah, you should pay attention, because I actually already posted that comment.
Oh.
Try to stay focused on the show, Dennis.
Did you?
Dennis.
I must be like warping. Oh, it's because I was paying attention. Alien has been good. This has been another surprise. One of the few surprises Marvel's put out for the better. The source stories have been pretty solid. The artwork. I mean, Salvador, his artwork in this is just phenomenal. The xenomorphs look really good. The stories have been good. I mean, again, because they're not tying it into the overriding Marvel universe or the MCU, obviously they're letting them, run with it, and they are.
Sweet. Mega.
Now, this one I actually got a story for. By the way, guys, this looks freaking cool. It's oversized. It's a bigger than a Golden Age, a little bit smaller than a magazine size. It's an odd size. One of the guys that was there in the morning in the shop, I've never even heard of it. I've never heard of Stonebot Publishing. It's also tied in with Red 5.
Yeah.
And but he had 2 copies, 2 different covers, and I was like, "Whoa, those are kaijus!" Like too bad Hyper Kaiju's not here. He would love this. Oh. And he goes, "It is," and I'm like, "I never saw it in previews." And he goes, "It wasn't in previews. It wasn't in anything. He found out about it from somewhere. The shop owner went and tracked it down somehow through some back channel. So kudos to him. He got him each cover, and I'm like, whoa, I'm going to try and hunt it." And he goes, "Do you want one of my books?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm not taking your book from you. You got 2 different covers." He goes, "This other one is the cover I really want." But he goes, "If you want it, take this one." So come on. Tony said he's going to try and get number 2. It's a 2-issue miniseries. So this is cool. This was totally off my radar. I still can't find hardly anything out there about it. So, but it looks great. I'll let you know.
Sweet.
I'll probably do a full review on it just because.
Well, yeah, it's only two books. So
Yeah, I'll wait till the second one comes out.
and it is more than just a regular size comic in regards to page count as well. So
yeah, I brought it
hardback.
over on Wednesday before the other show just so Andy could take a peek at it because it was so different.
Yeah, I think when everything's said and done, it's more like 4 issues because it seems like a double sized. So
yeah, it's $7.99 for it, but you know,
yeah.
it was well worth it.
Oh God. Oh, Dennis.
You know, this one's a little bit different than the other ones. This is all dealing with the Kingpin. He's got dirt on everybody, and he's trying to take out Emma Frost. So they've got a history where they go backwards in time, basically, and check out Elektra, and she's supposed to assassinate this girl who knows something, and they wound up saving her instead. Kingpin knows about it, knows Emma Frost screwed her, and he's been waiting for the right time to basically screw over Emma Frost and basically take her out. So this whole story, it's and Spider-Man winds up being there, and she uses her abilities to come in. It's actually kind of a cool story. It's a 3-issue, I think it's a 3-issue miniseries. Very curious where it's going. This one actually has a little bit of thought to it.
I will say I do like the cover a lot. I like it when Phil paints. I'm pretty sure this is traditional paint, but I like this painting style. So cool.
AJ, why would you have higher expectations?
I know,
Really?
seriously, AJ.
Always
why?
keep your expectations low, like Fantastic Four, the last movie low, and you'll never be disappointed with what I say. Not yet that we know of. That could happen at any time.
That's right. Now, this is a cover that I know you got it just because of the cover.
He put it in my he put it in my poll because it's an X-Men on the cover. And if you know the shop owners are going out of their way to make sure they know what I like, I'll pick it up. I mean, I didn't pick up issue number 1.
I think this cover is really nice. I dig it. I dig this cover because when you first told me you got She-Hulk number 2, I was like, really? Why? I was out after issue 1, and you're like, oh, I didn't even get 1. I just got the variant. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I just got 2 of the variant, and it is a cool cover. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have picked it up.
Yep. No, that's cool.
Stupid artwork.
Stupid. You're such S. What's that mean?
Interpret it.
Shit.
You know what? I was going to say we are rated G show, which we're not. Holy mashup, Batman.
Up? How are you? What about?
We're just, for now, we're just going through the week's books since we couldn't do it on Wednesday before we hop into the reviews.
Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, just because of the cover.
It's Perillo, and I actually always get a couple of guys on my quick flips that please make sure you get Sheena just to do the quick flip. And of course, it's a Perillo cover, so I've been getting it just for it. Shockingly, this has been a good story. This is a really good story. I did a full review. I'll probably wait till the end and wrap up with the second full review of it. But what an interesting concept where she actually comes forward in time and she's out of her element and has to be put back in her element. So it's cool. It's an interesting idea.
This guy's looking up going, she doesn't wear panties underneath that. Nice.
As she clubs him, yes. He's like a baby seal.
Hell, Sonya.
Again,
because of the cover.
I bought it. I started this series because of Perillo. I love the artwork. I love all of his stuff, and I'm never disappointed in it. But the story winds up being halfway decent. So even there's a couple of other ones that he started out doing the first number, and the stories wound up being good, like NYX. So I continued to pick them up even without the Perillo cover. So they used Perillo to hook you, and they got me.
There you go. Black Panther, because of the cover. Oh, this is by Phil Noto as well. The other one,
Yep.
the guy that did the cover on another X book.
Yep. And it's a Phoenix, and they all know no matter what, if there's a Phoenix on the cover, I'll get it. Yes, I'm a sucker.
But it's Gwen Phoenix.
I know, which is utterly stupid in its concept, but anyway, it's Gwen everything now.
Blue Flame number 7. I already told Dennis when this comes out as a trade paperback, I'm going to pick it up because I do dig it. Larry, we will see you in 9 days for sure. It is on my calendar. Hopefully it's on Dennis's.
It is.
But yes, we'll see you at your show in 9 days.
I know.
So yeah, Blue Flame. I think the art by Gorham is really good. I actually just shot him a friend request on Facebook and he accepted. Might have to see if we can get him on our show.
This has been a good book. So the artwork's been great. And it was one that was, do I keep it or not? And it's been enjoyable and the artwork's good. So, worth $4 every month.
That's right. What the hell's that say? Nita, what?
Yeah, that's the Night Blog. That's another one of those horror books. And I know it's a mini series and it's been solid. This one is obviously the Saturday Evening Post. It's like homage cover. It's just cool. And so I didn't set it. Most of the other covers are very dark and that's what I usually get. But this homage cover is just cool.
This cover is very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, that's eye-catching. Star Trek Adventures in the 32nd Century.
Yeah,
it's a number one shot.
Thank God it's a one shot because I am not a Discovery fan. He must have ordered it just for me because, but that's okay. It's just a one shot. Don't have to worry about it. I will read it because I bought it at some point, but it is not on my hot to read list.
All right. Star Trek, The Mirror War.
Mirror War's been pretty good. The artwork has not been the greatest. The story's been not half bad. We just need a really, really good artist that can really delve into some of the starships and stuff. They just need somebody. So hopefully this one will be better because it's a different artist that's taking over in this one.
X Deaths of Wolverine. Oh,
yeah.
God,
this is 3. There's 5. It's a 5. There's X Lives and X Death. There's 5 on each. It's a 10. Another large crossover that probably didn't need to be.
No, and okay, not a big fan of that. Oh my God, another Star Trek book. Jeez Louise.
Klingons. I mean, seriously, Klingons. This actually looks pretty good. I kind of brought out some of my my Klingon ships and stuff, getting ready to read this. It's fantastic.
Man, I swear to God, if I see one more Star Trek book, I'm bumping you right on out of here.
Oh.
Dynamite never dies. Another cover by your man.
It is, and it's a zombie cover.
Oh, that is so gross looking. He's such a good painter that just makes me.
It's realistic looking.
Yeah. Oh, thank God he didn't tear up her ass too much. Why is this in here, Dennis?
Oh, because I had to pop it in there. That's it for comics.
Dennis is
I
actually
did the full. I actually posted the full playback of the first $6 Million Man story. You can go on and find that on our website. And I'm doing the second one, and I'll be posting that probably early this next week.
All right. Well, now for the first of our 2 movie reviews, Daily Wire put out a new movie. This is their second movie from their production company. This one is titled Shut In. And basically it's the story of this young woman. She has 2 kids. One of them looks like is about 4 or 5, a little girl, and then a baby boy. and she's gotten clean. She used to be on the drugs. She's gotten clean. She's moving out of the house she lives in, which I believe is her Randy, what is up? Which I believe is her grandmother's house, but she's passed on.
Randy, you just missed the comics. Now you have to go back and rewatch it from the beginning.
That's right, Randy. You got to go back and rewatch it. So she can't afford to live in the house. So she's going to move with her 2 kids. Her ex-husband, well, I don't know if they're even actually divorced, but her ex, regardless, shows up with his skeezy ass friend, and a lot of the movie takes place in this big pantry where they lock her into it, and it's a suspense thriller.
Yeah, it is. The sleazy guy really isn't. He's bad, and he's bad news. I think his name's Andy, Sammy. It's they're all the same.
Why would you even throw that down? That's not his name.
It sounds the same. It sounds the same. They're all the same. All those Andy sounding guys.
Whatever.
So no, the styling in this movie. So you knew kind of the premise of it going in if you've seen the trailer. And obviously we can't really play the trailer because we will be copyright striked because they are loving to copy. I got 2 of our other videos copyright strike for nothing. I even got copyright striked for putting up your that First Man intro.
Yeah, I did too. And even though it's copyright-free music that I'm using, I still got hit. So there's actually a thing where you can replace the music, and it gives you a long list.
You are.
I'm an Andy sounding guy. You are. I don't know if you knew this, Dennis, but there's a list of music you can choose from to replace. So I actually found a track that sounded pretty good to replace over top of that trailer.
Mine only gave me the option to mute or delete the segment.
Oh no, mine gave me the option to replace. So I replaced it. I have to just go in and re-edit that. Anyhow, who cares? Back to Shut In. Randy asks, who is starring in this?
Nobody we know. Jessica is played by Rainey Qualley, and that's the girl you see posted there. That's the mom. I thought she did an absolutely superb job. I don't know her, but everything she did was believable. You were upset with her at times, and then you were like, yeah, you're doing the right thing. Everything she does in the movie, I thought was just very well acted.
Well, one of the things about this movie is obviously it's a lower budget, which is fine. It's an indie flick, Daily Wire falls into that category. And because you don't recognize the actors or actresses from anything, you do feel like these are the people. It's once again, it's my Tom Cruise analogy. Tom Cruise could do a movie, doesn't matter. I know it's Tom Cruise. He could do an accent, doesn't matter. I know it's Tom Cruise. It's hard for me to get pulled into a movie that way with known actors. But with this, you really do feel like you're a fly on the wall watching as this breaks down. I'm a little torn on it. I thought the performances were good. I will say it's a little bit of a slow burn. I was a little bored in the beginning of it.
Yeah, it is definitely. So understand that the bulk of the story takes place inside of the pantry. So you've only got so many camera angles, so many shots, dialogue. Like she's always talking to Lainey, her daughter. Lainey, do this, and all you hear are the little footsteps pattering as she's running to lock herself in the room or coming out. There's a gap underneath the door, so they're sliding and stuff underneath of it. You can see a camera angle where she's looking down. The guy's reaching in there, and they wind up doing some really cool bloody, stabby type stuff. it's limited because it is low budget, and you're literally putting something in a pantry that's like 8-9 feet long by maybe 5-6 feet wide. So I mean,
Yeah.
the bulk of the movie is confined to this little tiny space. It's even like it's even smaller than like Panic Room. So
Yeah, but see, that's not the part that bored me. It was more in the beginning before she gets locked into the pantry, like the setup stuff. I just felt a little. I felt it was a little drawn out. I just felt kind of bored. But once she was locked in the pantry, that to me is when the movie really picked up. Yeah, I mean it's a basic, simple story.
there were some
I
heart-tugging
guess if it
moments.
reminded me of anything, it reminded me of the one that put Brie Larson on the map, which was the one where her and her son were kidnapped and she was in a shed.
The Room or something like that.
Yeah, it was called The Room, I think, which I
Yeah.
thought was really good. So it has that type of vibe to it.
Yeah, no, it did. It did. And I thought the directing was good on it. I thought the acting, the little girl was adorable. And you can hear her like, what was that noise? Oh, I dropped whatever the kid's name was, her little baby.
Yeah, she
And
dropped
you're
the
like,
baby
oh my
brother.
God. And there are a couple of really heart-tugging moments where she finally gets out. She races up to go see. And there was a part, my wife's like, oh. And I'm like, oh my God, if that and so there's all of that. So there's definitely some dramatic moments. It was well acted, well directed. It's a little bit slower, but it's that kind of a movie that you expected. Yeah, Randy says thriller suspense fair. Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, and it is. And I thought he did a great job doing it. I enjoyed it. We'll just give it your CGC, and then I'm going to come back and talk about what the critics and stuff are saying.
All right. So my CGC on it is 7.
Okay.
Yep. It's not something. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. So one nice thing about it, it's short and tight. So it's like an hour and a half, which is fine for this type of movie.
Yeah, like an hour 29. It's right there.
Yeah. So they definitely this wasn't one where when it was over, I was like when we reviewed Antlers, when Antlers was an hour and a half.
Which
Antlers,
I got
when it was over, I was like, man, you guys should have probably kept some stuff in it. Whereas this movie, I was like, oh, that's good. No, I thought whatever they trimmed out, I have no idea, obviously, what it is, but I thought they did a good job on the editing and stuff. I didn't feel like I was missing anything. So yeah, I'll give it a 7.
I wasn't as bored as you. I thought the setup was good. Some of it was very necessary, especially being such a tight movie. Because you at least had to understand why things were happening, and there were little bits and pieces and little clues that were in there. I enjoyed it. I liked it slightly better than you. I'm giving it a 7.5. I thought it was a good all-around movie. It was definitely worth a watch. I enjoyed it. Kudos to Daily Wire for putting something like that out, because their next one is going to be
it's a superhero comedy.
Yeah,
comes out next Thursday.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. But I did want to talk about so the Rotten Tomatoes. They always give the two different ones. The critics gave it a 63, and the audience score gave it a 97. So the way they work, it's either fresh or it's not, right? So the audience score overall, a lot of them probably gave them in the ballpark of what we did, probably anywhere from a 7 to a 9. But the overwhelming majority of the audience really enjoyed it. The critics, once again, being ridiculous critics, there were very few that put out actual movie critics that must have seen the movie. For example, Vincent Mancini from Uprocks puts out, I am not sure if seeing this will help you own the libs, but it's definitely super dull. There was zero political anything
Yeah.
in this movie. Zero.
Oh.
It wasn't even like it was hinted at. So for him to come out and say it tells me he didn't give a damn what this movie was. He was going to trash, obviously, because it's on the Daily Wire, they were going to get trashed immediately, right? I have a problem with critics who do that, because if you pulled that out of there, you didn't actually watch the movie, or you didn't care what the movie was about.
Yeah, because there was nothing political about it. There was no preachiness to it in regards to political type stuff, even
Nothing.
religious type stuff. There was no over religious type stuff. There was a hint that, she lived in her grandmother's house. So there was a cross hanging up. And then there was a Bible that plays into the story. But that's not hitting you over the head with religion. That's just setting up that this woman, the elderly, the grandmother that passed away, that was part of her,
Right. Which leads me into the next one. Peter Sabrinsky from eFilm Critic. His review is Shut-In is basically a dumber version of Panic Room, right? So he's saying it's a dumber version of Panic Room with a godsploitation element thrown into the mix that is remarkably unsettled even for this type of film.
What a moron.
Utterly, that is complete bullshit. There was a little bit of religion because you could see it, because she's, they give her drugs underneath of there, and she's trying not to get hooked because she was hooked on meth. She's clean. She's there for her kids. That's what she wants to do. And there is a little bit of this where she's looking at the cross, things happen. She goes through the Bible because there's very little in this pantry. And there's some cool things that happens with it. It was very incredibly subtle, anything to do with the religion that was in there. And again, for him to say that means, especially when you call it godsploitation and it was overt like that, obviously the moment you say the word God, gotta shut her down. No, can't have it.
Honestly, for these critics, it's more about the moment. Oh, Daily Wire. Well, we already know. We don't have to watch it. We can write a review just from the trailer. Yeah, exactly.
What about's dead on this? You're right. It's all about that garbage. Seriously.
I mean, now to be fair, what about that is kind of Dennis's favorite movie on Netflix. He likes to watch over and over. So
whatever.
He's like, oh, my wife went out for the night. Now I can turn the lights down and watch Cuties again.
That's why Andy bought stock in Kleenex.
Oh, you are gross. Why do my allergies always have to come into it? I don't understand.
Yep, that's what it is. But anyway, that's just an example. They only have 8 critical reviews because honestly, most of the critics that would watch that would have to say it's a solid movie. Oh, if I can't say anything terribly bad about it, I'm just not going to review it. Within 2 days, they had over 1,000 regular reviews. It just popped right off. And then the critics are like, So, you want to talk about corporate shills? Screw these guys. I know, right? That's normal. You say it's brutal. I call it a Friday at Andy's.
They might not like God, but they hate the general. That's for sure. All right. We're going to talk about the Ricardos now. The Ricardos is on Amazon Prime. It's Nicole Kidman starring as Lucille Ball. And, oh my God, I'm blanking on the guy that played Desi now. And it was right there.
Javier Bardem.
That's right. Javier Bardem played Desi Arnaz. It basically takes the amount of time this movie goes through is basically a week, because it goes through the filming of one episode, but it also cuts back to Lucy's, origins and how she came up to be, and how they created I Love Lucy and how she met Desi and all that. But in the present day stuff, they're just taking it one day at a time, showing, what goes into making an episode.
I mean, they had some pretty cool guests. J.K. Simmons is
yeah, hold
in
on.
as
Shut
William
In is
Clark.
not in theaters. It's only available to Daily Wire subscribers. However, what they do is on Thursday night, when the week the movie comes out, that Thursday night, they show it on YouTube on their channel for free. So if you want to see it for free, you can watch it on YouTube the night of the premiere, which they always do it on Thursday. So for instance, their next movie, Hyperion's, debuts at 8 o'clock. It's either 8 or 9 o'clock next Thursday, March 10th. And then after that, you have to be a subscriber to the Daily Wire. So if you want to watch it, you can watch for free. That's what we did. So that's how we saw Shut In. So, but anyhow, back to the Ricardos. Yeah, Dennis brought up J.K. Simmons is in it. He plays the ever so lovely. It's oh my God, what is his name now? It's Ethel, and what was his name?
It's Bill Frawley.
No, but in the show I Love Lucy, it was Ethel and yeah, he plays the guy that plays the husband of Ethel in I Love Lucy.
Yeah, I'm blanking, so don't dwell.
I don't think it is US only, Randy. I don't think it is. And by the way, thank you for supporting First Man and going for the sketch tier. That was nice to wake up to, Randy. Thank you. Fred and Ethel.
Oh yes, Ethel and Fred. Yes, when they're elbowing and they fall off the chairs and stuff. Yes, it is Fred.
So JK plays Fred. I thought growing up, Dennis and I grew up at the same time. We're same age, and I got to admit, as nice as it is to have as many channels and options as we do now, there's something that was nice about having 3 channels, 4 channels, and going, hey, I'm going to watch an I Love Lucy rerun, because you didn't have much of an option,
Right.
And I watched I Love Lucy all the time. I just thought it was great.
And Lucille Ball is the one responsible for getting Star Trek put on the air. Without her, there would be no Star Trek. Desilu. So I've always been happy for that. And it's just like, I agree with you in a way, because like a bunch of the guys have been texting me or messaging me and going, are you going to review Star Trek Picard season 2, episode 1? I haven't seen it because I really don't want to subscribe to Paramount Plus just for this. Season 1 was not that good. So why would I want to spend $10 a month just for the one show? It is nice to have options, but we've got so many options, and I'm not going to subscribe to Hulu and Apple TV and all of this stuff just for one show here or one show there.
No, I hear you. So I mean, I thought Nicole Kidman, who originally wasn't who they cast for it, I believe it was supposed to be Cate Blanchett, and then there were some scheduling conflicts, so she dropped. So Nicole Kidman played Lucy.
And what did you think of her?
When she was doing Lucy, the character, when they were filming that episode and stuff, I thought she did a good job. When she was, Lucy in real life, I didn't really mind it, because I'll be honest, I only really knew Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy. I've seen clips of her in interviews and stuff, but I haven't seen enough of her to go, oh, that's not how she acted. Yeah. So I didn't mind her as Lucille Ball. Actually, visually, I thought she fit well. Javier Bardem as Desi Arnaz, I was a little cold on, because I don't think he visually looked anywhere close to Desi Arnaz.
Yeah. I was kind of lukewarm on both of them. Nicole Kidman for me she's either on fire or she's cold as a fish in terms of the way what she brings forward. She's kind of like Jodie Foster to me. I either think she does phenomenal job, or like in Maverick, or not. Same thing with Nicole Kidman, Eyes Wide Shut. I could never get that movie removed from my brain. It's embedded in there. I thought it was just mediocre on both of their accounts. J.K. Simmons, I thought did pretty well. There were some other cool appearances. Linda Lavin. I mean,
Yeah.
Alice. Everybody loves Alice. I was surprised to see her.
Yeah.
She was cool. Ronnie Cox was in there. Clark Gregg was in there, and they were all kind of neat little things that I was not expecting. But overall, the performances were all mediocre. It was okay. There was a couple of really great moments in there, but
I don't think they were mediocre. I mean, I mean, we can do the old agree to disagree, or I can just say, you're wrong. No, I don't think they were. I thought the story was good because I learned a lot about the backstory stuff that I never knew, and from what I heard, it was researched rather well. So, that's always a plus, of course, when you do a documentary like this. No, there's no Gene Roddenberry in it.
Otherwise, it would have been phenomenal.
Ugh. And I don't know. So let's rate it. You go first on this one.
This one, like I said, I didn't care for any of the acting. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was great. The story plots were very predictable, and you kind of knew where some of it came from. There was some really cool insights into how they did the weekly stuff, which was kind of interesting, how Lucille Ball goes through in her process, which was kind of cool. The thing about J. Edgar Hoover, that was one piece I didn't know, and it knocked my socks off. I actually got goosebumps in that part. So I'm giving this a total of a 7.0. It was good. It was great. I was really teetering between a 6.5 or a 7, but that real ending got to me, and I really liked it so much. It gave me the bump up to a 7.
Well, because one of the conflicts in it is around her, being a communist or whatever. And which, once again, that's something I never ever knew about. So that was eye-opening for me. I'm actually, we're kind of reversed on this compared to Shut In, because, like I said, from a story standpoint, I was very intrigued, and I thought the acting was okay. I'm actually giving it an 8.0.
Wow.
I know.
Well, you know what? Give me 1 second here. Let's just kind of find out. Let's see what the audience said. Rotten Tomatoes. The critics give it a 68, and the audience gives it a 75. So I guess
in the middle.
Technically we're all in the ballpark.
Yeah. Right in the middle.
Yes.
And yeah, I've seen I think I saw one of the movies she did with Bob Hope. Bob Hope is another one, man. He was great. I'm sure when our kids are our age, they'll be able to go, they'll be able to pick like an actor honestly, like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, right? Because when our kids are our age, those guys will both be up there, like senior citizens and stuff, right? If still around. And they might be able to say what I'm about to say in regards to Bob Hope, which is, I'm glad that I was around and I got to see Bob Hope, on TV and do stuff when he was still alive.
Yeah.
Same with Dean
Martin. I would have loved to have seen Bob Hope in real life.
Oh my God, that would have been great.
Yes, I never did. He would have been fantastic. I mean, it's just like I'm saying now. I want to see Dave Landau, late Dave Landau. I want to see him live. He needs to come to Charlotte.
That's right, Dave Landau. I know you're a fan. Come to Charlotte, Dave. You can stay here. You can stay at Dennis's place.
Bring Crowder with you if you need to, but you need to come.
That's right. Speaking of, we can just ramble. Did you see Crowder from yesterday? I just watched it today.
No.
Oh, it's so good. It was
Oh, is
so
it?
good. And
Was
then
it was another funny one?
oh yeah, and then the behind the paywall stuff was really good too. So they
Dang
got
it.
into a little debate and stuff. It was good. It was good. Let's see. Lucille had red hair, not red politics. She was a business person. Hoover was jealous of her dress style. That red hair is not natural, though. She dyed that.
Yeah,
That's not her
and I was
natural
trying to
hair
think.
color.
They explained that because she had brown hair,
Right.
and they were talking about her passion for life and everything that she did, and they're like, that red hair would match your passion, and that's why they dyed her hair red, and that was probably the best thing they ever did because it dead on. She looked like a natural redhead, but she
Yeah.
wasn't. And she was not. Her politics were not red. Neither was Desi's, which was interesting. Again, another interesting point is you find out about that and how he actually served in the military and everything, and that the newspapers, unlike today, right, how they completely took a story that was false, ran with it. They all wrote the same garbage, and he did a great job of clearing his name in public as you could be. That would have been, I would have loved to have been in the studio audience that day.
Yeah. Well, and I think also just politically, let's be honest, being blue back then compared to being blue now is totally different.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You know.
I mean, really, we had the Kennedy Democrats for a long time, which is a night and day difference. A Kennedy Democrat today would be considered a neo-Nazi right extremist.
Exactly.
Basically. Yeah. So yeah, times have changed.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to blow out of here. We want to do the comics. We did. Want to do Shut In review? Check. And the Ricardo's review? Check. Next Wednesday at 5 o'clock on the Dennis and Andy Show, we're going to be joined by special guest Chuck Dixon. I've known Chuck for 20 some years. So we're going to talk to Chuck about his career, what he's doing now, what he's up to, and who the hell knows what else. Chuck is a great guy. I haven't talked to him in a while, so it'll be fun to catch up. Dennis will get to meet Chuck Dixon for the first time.
Yep.
Hopefully not fawn over him too much.
Maybe I'll fawn over him as much as I fawn over you, Andy.
Oh my God. Every Wednesday when you come over, I'm like, seriously, stop bringing the knee pads. You're never going to need them, Dennis.
Knee pads.
Good Lord.
I'm
married to a woman.
Yeah, I think anybody who watches the shows knows, yeah, it doesn't happen. We're friends for a reason, but not that.
That's right. So we will see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you again for joining us. Please go back First Man Now if you haven't. It's in demand. I'm working on page 55. So I'm right at the finish line, getting close to running through that tape. Go back it now. You can get volume 1 as well. Get the package deal. And, it's great superhero action. No preaching, no politics, just a fun superhero book. So go check that out now. Randy says, Chuck Dixon, asked him about his first job, the crazy guy who kept a loaded gun in his desk. Oh, I know what his first job was, but we'll get into it.
Oh, nice. I can't wait to hear that one.
Oh, yeah. So until next time, guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye, everybody.